So I applied for this job. I don't know really what I think about it. It's with a agency I've never dealt with before called the Hayes Group, and I don't know what to think of them. Before I've sort of met them as temperamental over the phone, but that was in a different state. So I've always avoided them. But this particular job is 2 hours a day for 5 days a week, which would suit me just fine, but I'm just unsure about the business itself. I'm not sure what to expect, so I've got mixed emotions about it. I don't really want to deal with difficult businesses or people with temperaments or strange personalities. So, but if everything's professional, everyone's got their heads down, there's no ruckus, I'd be fine. But if it's like weird and strained, even today I was working and I felt a touch of strain. I'm just glad that there are other people around. Because I do get uncomfortable dealing with other people's personalities. But I don't know, just before, when dealing with the agency, they've chucked a temper at my resume because it has things that they don't like on it, and that makes me feel like I don't want to go in for an interview, let alone work for any business associated with them. So, but I haven't dealt with this state's group. Maybe they're a lot different, but I usually try to avoid them because I do feel like, oh, this is an iffy group and I don't really want to deal with iffy people, and Centrelink was bad enough. I don't want to extend my negative thoughts towards other things. I just want to avoid them completely. So I almost never apply with the Hayes Group because I had one negative experience where they were touchy over my resume. But I did apply for Suncorp like a month ago, and they contacted me with another offer for a job position that they have on their website. And like I said, the hours are attractive because it's only 2 hours for 5 days a week, which is like 10 hours. And that would suit me just fine. That would get me some experience without working me very hard. And then I could run off and do other things with the rest of my afternoon. So, and it keeps my weekends free, which is important for other work that I do. But I don't know. I don't want to deal with some place which is negative though. So I don't want this to be a negative business for a negative experience. I want to, otherwise I just avoid it. I just stay at home because I just got a job and I'm still waiting for it to start. And I don't even need this job, really. So, but 2 hours a day is like exactly what I would want in an office job. But like I said, I don't know. I only just applied today, so they usually get back within a week. Or maybe two, depending on the situation, but yeah. I'm not really sure how I feel. But the other positive things is that I've never been employed by Suncorp, and I've applied for them like 3 times since the beginning of the year. So I might not even get this job. So that would ease the worry off my mind. But I also applied for an interstate job with a business I haven't worked for in ages, and I don't even know why I applied, but just for fun. But I never get a job in this particular area that they are located, and I'm like, so I just applied and I added my location as well, so that if they can extend their jobs to my area, then I might be offered a job, I don't know, in this state. So, I don't know. Those are the very intelligent things I've done with my afternoon while I've been sort of sitting around all by myself. Nothing much to do. But yeah, no, I almost like don't really want to deal with this particular job position. But I don't know. Maybe I'll just pick up the phone and it'll surprise me. It'll be the best job I've ever had. I don't know. But I would hope so. Because I hate bad jobs. I hate feeling uncomfortable. I went to a doctor once that made me feel uncomfortable, and it's the worst experience ever when someone goes out of the way to make you feel uncomfortable. And when I've needed to choose between going to a job interview for an employer that makes me feel uncomfortable between going there or doing nothing, I've chosen doing nothing over going there because it just makes me feel so uncomfortable, to go there. So, and I hate that having to make that choice, because it feels like you're letting yourself down, and that there's probably nothing wrong with the job, and the interview would probably go just fine, etc. So, I hate making those decisions, but I have made them several times. In this state, I think I've made that decision once in the last year. So, no, twice, because there's this other place that I didn't want to work in the past year. So, and I hate making those decisions. But my life is okay now. I mean, I'm supposed to be starting this job, and if it does start, I don't know when it's going to start, but if it does start, it'll be the best job ever. But it's like taking them a week to get back to me. So on Monday or Tuesday next week, I might say, hey, when does this job actually start? Because I'm ready and eager to start it. But I have to wait for them to get back to me, and they're being kind of slow about it. But I try to give them some time so that they can prepare stuff, because I am being trained. But I do want that. Even though I've been applying for other jobs, I do still want this job. So it's not like, so I just gotta wait for it to start. And if it goes well, if they want to keep me after 2 weeks, if they want to keep me, it'll be like the best job, home job position I've ever had for a long time, and they actually pay me. So I would love to start that job. All I have to do is go to the bank every day or every other day, and make banking transactions with heaps of money that isn't mine. That's all I have to do, and then I have to transact. I have to go to probably a post office and transact the monies, and make check accounts or use what do you call it? That transfer group. It starts with W. To make some kind of transfers so they get it. But that's going to get me a lot of money for working from home if I get it. I don't know. I'm supposed to have gotten it, but I'm waiting for it to start, like I said. So I'm going to contact them next week if they haven't contacted me early next week. And I'm going to say, hey, when does this job actually start? Because I've been applying for other jobs, like, just for fun. But, yeah, when does this job actually start? Because I get impatient when I'm waiting. I'm like, oh, has this job fallen through? Like, I've signed all these forms and sent all these things, and did I not write the email in the right way? And have they dropped me for writing an unprofessional email? So I write another email in with the same information, which is more professional, and then they get back to me and blah blah blah. So no, but I don't want to be fooled around. I mean, I'd be very happy to take up this job. It just hasn't started yet, and so I still apply for jobs until it started. And if I get like a morning job, like this 2-hour job, if I did get it and everything was cool, and I got it, it'd be like the best morning job ever, and that will get me experience and extra money. And then in the afternoons, like all afternoons, I can do all the banking, and I'll be like, yes, this is like the best working experiences ever. But yeah. But I was working today. Oh, it was so depressing. Someone wanted to talk to me, and they were talking and talking. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm like so into talking. Just try to just keep talking to me now. I'm not that into talking because I get a heart murmur when I talk, and so I prefer not to talk. But I was talking okay. I was doing the thing, you know. No one could tell that I have like a heart murmur. So yeah, no, I was talking about, and they kept on saying, "Don't bend your back, sit on a chair," and I'm like, you can't sit on a chair while you're doing cuttings and stuff that's over a table. No way can you sit in a chair. I'm like, if I sit in a chair, I'm going to strain my elbow, my arm or something. And I was like, no way am I going to sit in a chair. I'm going to do this standing up, you know. But no, I did so well today. I was like really peeved because I was doing cuttings, and they were using the cuttings as I was creating the cuttings. So I'd do my cuttings, I'd roll them up, I'd put them on the shelf, I'd fill up half the shelf, and while I'm doing more cuttings, most of that half of the shelf has been used, and then so by the time I come back to stock up the shelf again, you know, there's only like 4 rolls there out of 14. So yeah, it's like really annoying that way. It was sort of making me depressed for a little while, and then you know, they stopped using my cuttings to do other stuff, and I'm like, yay, now I can finally see my work in progress, because before, like when they were using the cuttings, my work wasn't progressing. It was declining, and everything was going back to how it was before I started. And I'm like, yay, now I can fill up the shelf and watch my cuttings fill up the shelves, and then I'm happy because I feel like I've actually worked. I was worried that they were going to continue using them, and then by the end of my 4 or 5 hour shift, no one would be able to see the work I've done because they've used them. I was worried about that, but by the end I filled up like 90% of the storage cupboard, and I could have stayed half an hour more and filled up 100%, but I didn't feel like it by that time because I was going through a range of negative and positive emotions by that time. So, so I made my progress in the end. You know, for the first 2 hours, they were using my cuttings and I was making no progress. But in the last 2 hours, I was able to recover my negativity and actually get something stored in that storage cupboard. Because otherwise I'd have to go in tomorrow and do more cuttings or something if they had used all of them for the 4 hours. But they used them for 2 hours, and then after 2 hours I was able to fill up the cupboard. And now they want me to do other cuttings, so I don't know. I get to wait for the green light. I'm told when to come in to do cuttings, so. But I'm hoping to get $100. I usually get $80, but last time I worked in this place, so I got $100. So I'm hoping to get another $100 because I really need the money. My bank account is on 0. No, it's on like 2%. So I'm hoping for another $100, then I'll be like, phew, I recovered my bank account. I don't need to transfer money from my savings into my bank account. So that'd be cool. Anyway, I gotta go because someone just came back and I gotta go and have dinner. So yeah.